Hey there, welcome, welcome. This is Ellen Winn. I'm an independent agent and team leader here with DAC. And if you've not joined us on one of our team Zooms, I do these calls every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I normally do them live in a Q&A format where you can get on the live Zoom and ask questions. But tonight, I have a pre-scheduled event that I'm going to be attending and decided to just do this in a live recording so that you can have the information, have a Zoom to attend tonight at 9 p.m. and watch on the replay. But thanks for understanding. I'm going to an Atlanta Braves baseball game. Harlequin Murray, who normally assists with co-hosting each week, had some tickets and invited me to go along. So I'm excited to be doing that. It's always fun going out to Truist Park to watch the Braves play. But let me get into what I have to cover today, okay? First off, if you did not see the recording that David Rutz did, our company founder did today, it's on the DAC Agent YouTube channel at dacyoutube.com. If you didn't see that, you want to watch it because he's really talking about the long-term vision of DAC, where you fit into the equation and having that long-term mentality as you're building this business. DAC is not a flash in the pan. We're an 8-year-old company. We're here for the long haul. We're here to build a legendary company for years and years to come. And you really need to understand that when you are getting serious about building with us. The next thing that I wanted to cover before I go into a few slides that I put together is some comments that I'd like to add on top of what David talks about. So go watch that video, make a note now to go watch his May 20th leadership Zoom on the RVP call. And then what I wanted to add to that is that the success of anybody in this business comes down to perseverance, okay? And I want to share some insight from an author, Angela Duckworth. Angela is a brilliant scholar. She went to Harvard and Oxford and spent years studying why successful people succeed. She examined the lives of people who survived and thrived at West Point Military Academy. She examined the lives of poor kids in rough inner city schools and rich kids in Ivy League colleges. She examined the lives of business people who have made millions of dollars, and she examined the lives of kids who made the finals of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. All in all, she found that successful people have one thing in common, and that's grit. Grit. It's the strength of character that refuses to quit. Grit is perseverance, even in the face of adversity. So when we see people getting excited about DAC, enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare. People that get started in the race typically fall out before they reach their destination. But perseverance is life altering. And I encourage you to persevere with your DAC business. You see, I got started in June of 2018, and here I am almost at my 6-year anniversary. And my faith in DAC and my faith in the ability to build the type of business and the income that I desire here with DAC has never wavered. There's been times that I wanted to quit, and there's been times that I'm going, what am I doing? Pulling my hair out here. But I committed to see it through. So I encourage you to stick and stay the course with DAC. Now, thanks for listening to that. I want to share a few slides with you. This is real important because it's time sensitive. So you definitely want to pay attention to what I'm about to pull up on the screen. So let me pull my screen up. All right. And this is about how to build your business and how to make it here the long term. So building your DAC business starts with you acquiring personal clients. If you're not willing to go out and get personal clients and build a book of business on your own, then DAC is not going to be a good fit for you. If you're building a team, your first 90 days, you're automatically qualified to earn overrides on that team, on your personally enrolled agents. But after 90 days, you must start getting clients and have your own book of business with residual clients of at least 200 points for you to continue earning on that team. Okay, so first 90 days, you're auto qualified, but after 90 days, if you don't have personal clients, no matter how much team how much production your team does, you're not going to be eligible for commissions on what your team does. So go get some clients. But I want to cover a deadline that we've got coming up right around the corner. So let me get on to the next slide. And that is the 7-level bump up qualification. This is time sensitive. I've covered it many times on our weekly Zooms. If you're brand new, this won't apply to you. What I'm about, it will, but it won't. Okay, so let me give you the distinction here. The 7-level bump up qualification, the DAC compensation plan has layers after layers after layers of rich income opportunities in DAC, but it gives you incentives to do more, produce more, go get more clients, because more clients means more revenue for the company. It means more revenue for DAC overall, and it also gives us more leverage when we're looking at partners that we want to market their services. It gives us a lot more leverage when we've got a huge team of agents that are producing volume. It gives us a much better buying power in the marketplace, right? So you're incentivized to do more. And if you do more, then you earn a larger percentage of the money that gets put into the compensation plan. The 7-level bump up time sensitive qualification is this. It's an extra incentive that allows you to earn an extra 20 to 25% on top of the 25% match that you already make on the 7-level residual pay plan. That's a 25% match on what your team does. We give the example in our biz out presentation. If your team is generating $20,000 in income, you're going to make 25%, which is a $5,000 match on your 7-level pay, as long as you have personal customers, right? But this extra incentive is an extra 20 to 25% match on top of that. To qualify, this is the key. To qualify, you must hit 1,000 in personal residual revenue within your first 12 months in the business. And here's where the time sensitive piece really comes into play. We're here 11 days away from the end of May. And for many people on my team, May 31st this year is the deadline for them to qualify. How do you know whether you're in the May 31st deadline or not? Well, this program, the 7-level bump up incentive, went live last year in May. And at that time, we had tens of thousands of agents in the company, right? So since David just launched that program and it's a first 12-month incentive, he said, okay, if you were already here when we're announcing this, then your anniversary date is either May 31st of 2024 or your natural 12-month anniversary from the day you started, whichever comes first. Okay, so that's where I'm saying, if you were already in the business before May 31st of last year, then May 31st of this year is the hard deadline for you to hit 1,000 in personal residual revenue. If you signed up after May 31st of last year, then your deadline to qualify is your 12-month anniversary. Okay, I hope I made that clear. If not, pause, rewind, and listen to this again. But I'm going to show you how you can fast track to that. Even if you have 0 customers right now, I'm going to show you how you can fast track to that $1,000 level with personal customers. But first, I want to give you an example of earnings. Okay, let's say that you earned $3,000 this month on your 7-level residuals. That means that your team would have made $12,000. You got a 25% match, so you made $3,000 on our standard 7-level residual plan. Okay, with the bump up, if you qualified for that, then you'd earn an extra 20% minimum. So $3,000 that you earn times 20% bump up bonus means you would earn an extra $600. 600 plus the 3,000 that you made means you'd make 3,600 instead of 3,000 for the month, because you qualified with 1,000 personal customer revenue within your first 12 months, or by May 31st of this year, if you were here before. So if you do the math and look at the future on this, if your business stayed the same and you only made 3,000 a month on your team, which is highly unlikely, way our services are, they're very sticky services, and our customers are going to continue staying on the books, but your team is also going to grow. So the chances of that revenue growing more and more continues, but I'm just going to stick with that small number of $3,000 a month. If you qualify for that extra 600 with that bump up bonus, that would mean you're earning an extra $7,200 a year just because you went out and hit this deadline on 1,000 in personal revenue. If you took that out over a 5-year period, that means you would earn an extra $36,000 just because you made it a point and took the initiative to do everything that it took to go out and get 1,000 in personal client revenue before your 12-month deadline. Again, if you were in the business, May 31st of 2024 is your deadline. So 11 days from now, right? But if you came in after May 31st of last year, whatever your 12-month anniversary is. But all in all, this video applies to every single one of you that are watching today, as long as you're watching it before May 31st. Okay, but there's a lot of money on the table because this is a lifetime extra bonus incentive for you. Now, let's talk about that fast path and fast track of getting there. Okay. First, I want to point you to the Agent Resource Center. If you haven't been there yet, you want to go log in through the bottom of davidallencapital.com. There's an agent or affiliate login link in the footer of the page. Click on that. You're going to access the back office with your login and password. If you don't know your password, you can reset it with the password reset link. Once you get into the back office, on the left-hand side of the menu, there's a link to the Agent Resource Center. Click on that, and it's going to open up on a page similar to this. Actually, it's going to open up on the Getting Started tab. Okay, it automatically defaults to that. There, you can look across the menu, and you've got a Compensation Plan tab at the top. There, you want to open that up, and we're going to go to the document. This Compensation Plan Details, on the left side of the page, there's a little pop-out window there where it'll open up the document in a full PDF. You can print screen, you can download it, you can print it, whatever you want to do. But I wanted to point you to that document because we're going to go specifically to page 13 of that document, okay? And on page 13, this is the only way that you can qualify this month over the next 11 days. What I'm about to show you now is the only way you can do it this month. If you don't already have customers on the books, okay, then this is the only way to do it. Why is it the only way? Well, because if you're looking at merchant processing, unless you've got a client that their volume has already hit this month and they're already have been started with us, by the time someone starts as a new customer, their volume would not hit in time. And all the volume has to be on the books by May 31st to meet this immediate deadline that we're all faced with, unless you started after May of last year, okay? The time that it's going to show up, right? Unless you've already got healthcare clients that are on the books right now, they're not going to show up in time for this incentive, but by the end of the month, okay? Now, funding clients could. If you get a funding client between now and the 31st of the month, as long as it funds on the 30th, so the volume will show up on the 31st. Actually, let me look at the calendar. Yeah, the 31st is on a Friday, so you could essentially get a client funded on the 30th. That volume would show up on the 31st, and you could receive up to 200 in volume from a funded client. But outside of funding, unless you've already got clients on the books, this is the only way you're going to get there. And this is the only way that you're going to get there by the end of the month to have volume that'll show up the instant that the order takes place. All of our other services take time for that customer to show up in the system. So essentially that's it. These are instant points, okay? So up here in the top left, on page 13, I've pointed out the first column shows service, the second column shows the agent earns X amount of the RR. That's what you get paid on it. What we need to focus on in this particular example is the second column here, or the third column over, the RR, the residual revenue, because that shows you the value of what that customer is worth and what's going to show up to count towards you qualifying with that $1,000 in residual revenue. Okay, so we have our flat fee monthly plans, $10 per individual or family plan. Okay, and then we have our flat fee annual plans. $110 per annual plan. So I gave you an example here, just looking at the flat fee plans to begin with. If you had one monthly client, $10 per month in residual revenue, and you sold 9 annual plans on the RX plan this month, 9 plans times 110 over here, 9 times 110 is 990. Add those together, bam, you hit $1,000 in residual revenue. That means you qualified. Now, those plans aren't going to be there next month because you only see annual plans show up the month that they're ordered. That monthly plan would show up, but then it gives you a 3-month window, because once you qualify on that $1,000 bump up bonus, you have a 90-day window to re-qualify to stay and maintain that for life. Okay. So anytime you fall under 1,000, you got a 3-month grace period to catch back up and get back up over it. If you're not over it, you're not going to earn that extra money, but you do have a grace period to catch back up. Okay. So just want to make that point. All right. So there's one example. Here's another example. What if you had 5 annual plans on the RX plan? 5 times 110 is 550. And what if you had someone sign up for identity theft? We don't talk about this product a lot, but it's an amazing service. It protects you from the #1 crime in the world, which is identity theft and cyber crime. If you don't have our ID Protect program, you're probably either paying too much if you've got a competitor's plan, or you're not covered at all. So go sign up for the plan for yourself. You can be your own customer. In this example, though, I've got the 5 annual plans on the RX. ID Protect also shows up instantly. You could sell 5 standard annual plans. That's 110 per annual plan on the standard there. So 550 for that, 550 for the RX plans. That would give you 1,100 for the month. Okay. What about another example? What if you just had 4 customers and they signed up on the ID Protect family plan? You get 260 residual revenue for an annual family plan. 260 times 4 is 1,040 residual revenue. So you need to analyze page 13 of the compensation document and do the multiplication on it. Do the multiplication and the addition and figure out, who do you know that you've not talked to about our RX plan or ID Protect program that could benefit from those services, including yourself, and just go get it done. Set your mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes to make this happen, and just go get it done before the end of the month. I would hate for you to miss out on this, and 6 months down the road, you're going, oh man, Ellen, I really should have qualified for that, because look what's happening with my team now. If you don't understand our compensation plan, you want to make sure that you go watch this video. Okay. I created this myself. The title of it is Show Me the Money. Got a screenshot of Tom Cruise from Jerry Maguire movie from years ago. But I did a breakdown of the comp plan, mainly talking about residual and how it all adds up. Okay. And maybe going and watching that, if you haven't already seen it, will give you the big picture of how our comp plan all ties together, and maybe make it a little less confusing for you. But that 30-minute video can be found at the URL. Just do money.ellenwinn.link, money.ellenwinn.link, and that's going to take you over to that video on my YouTube channel, so you can take some time, watch that video, have a better understanding. But I'm telling you, it's not too late to get this done. I know there are many of you out here who have had done some amazing feats when it comes to getting after something in just a few days deadline and making it happen. And I know you can do the same. Okay. All right. One last thing. I want to remind you of weekly events coming up. Mondays, we do 2 Zooms, which this is in lieu of my live tonight. And then tomorrow, our healthcare Zoom and RX. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about our RX plan in depth. So you want to be on there. And then following that at noon, we've got an affiliate opportunity overview, which I'll be presenting both of those Tuesday on our corporate Zoom at daczoom.com. Wednesday, we have a funding update with Wade Cordell our senior funding director over at Bank Breezy. And then Thursday, we have a payment processing update with Hugh Pober, our payment processing expert. He gets on with us. And then Friday, we have an agent update. So listen, we've got something every single day, an opportunity for you to get on a live Zoom, get your questions answered. So there's really no excuse for you to not be having success here other than you're not putting in the work and you're not doing what is necessary to be successful. Again, I appreciate you taking time to watch this. I want you to succeed more than anyone because I've seen success myself. I know what can be achieved here with DAC, and I want that for you. So hopefully you'll go back and watch the money.ellenwinn.link video, and then you'll get after it and go get those 1,000 in personal client revenue before the deadline is up for you to qualify for the 7-level bump up. Thanks again. We'll see you on Zooms tomorrow, I hope. Have a great evening. Take care.